Hello and welcome to another video. This is a truth about growing up video. Sorry it's taken time to do this video because it was due 2 weeks ago. I've not got around to it, but I'm trying to make these as frequent as possible. So I'm talking today about how to get to grips with your teenage years, because I kind of it took me a while to adjust to being a teenager. I still felt, and I mentioned this before in other videos, that I wasn't ready to take that step yet. I was still wanted to be able to play with dolls and pretend pushchairs, and so I wasn't ready to be a teenager. But nature has a way of creeping up on you, and you start to get to grips with the people around you. I found that I was a lot more confident in secondary school compared to primary school, but it all depended on what it was. If it was like dancing, singing, I would feel very comfortable and very happy. When it came to reading things in front of people, I was petrified still, but I did love doing drama and being somebody else for, you know, however long the drama lesson lasts for, you know. So when it came to acting and drama, I actually really liked it, and same with singing and dancing. But when it came to doing things like maths, learning languages, I was very much felt like I couldn't get to. Even though I really want, I did. It's not that I didn't want to learn. It's just I didn't like school. I tried to adjust to it as best I could, but there were times that weren't that bad, to be honest. I know people have a worse time than me at school, but I just felt very out of my depth a lot. And being a teenager, you're full of emotions. You will start to be aware of your sexuality, and that can be confusing as well for some people. And what I would say is just get to grips with learning about yourself. Go through all the things that you feel are holding you back, and take time in, go through the emotions and go through why you're feeling anxiety about going to school, or just about you being a teenager. The things that you fear the most, because I did. My fear was putting on weight, food, and not ever getting to grips with food. But now I've since educated myself about food, I find that I am a lot better. I don't have the best diet in the world still, but I try my best, and I have lost weight, and that's because I'm now doing where I fast a lot through the day, like I'm doing in a minute. I'm desperate to have a biscuit, but I'm like, no, I want to fast for a bit and then eat when I'm actually to the point where I could eat, a sandwich rather than biscuit, So, sometimes not all teenagers, but get to grips with your body image, because I have suffered with not liking my body image throughout my life to adulthood, and it never went away like I hoped it would. It was always there. There was always a mirror that I didn't like to see myself in, and it became sort of like a struggle with trying to be the perfect girl, and I've always wanted to be famous in my life, and I'm still sort of chasing that rainbow, but I'm starting to realise that, it's what I enjoy, and I'm going to get back into doing singing and dancing, because of COVID. I mean, I was going to join the rock choir, a local rock choir, but because of COVID, that never happened. So that's one thing that I, thinking I might do again, as a hobby, because I miss having that now, and I really want to get that back. And that's the other thing, as a teenager, find a hobby. If you're not a fan of school, find something that makes you want to get out of bed. I loved my dancing on a Saturday morning. It was something I made time for. It got me out. It got me meeting other kids, and dancing is a skill that lasts forever. And it was very natural to me when it came to dancing. And again, I've tried coming back into it, and I have. but I want to do more of that as well. I really want to join like a dance class or do dance aside somewhere. So it's just find different ways to get to grips with finding out about yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, and that's it. Find your identity. Find your thing that matches you, not what matches everybody else. Because I've seen it at school where all there was kids who would copy each other in terms of dress sense. And I felt like I was copying them because I was also wearing the same sort of clothes. And it was like, well, who's who? They've all got the same outfit on. And that's if you do that as friends. But I was never one of those girls. I wouldn't say that I was trendy. Some people said I was, but I didn't. It's if I liked the item and it looked alright, I'd wear it. If it didn't, then I wouldn't wear it. And I've had some ridiculous clothing in my time. I've had some questionable fashion sense at times. But when I worked at so when the other times that I felt comfortable in my teenage years is when I started getting into football, and I would do football at school. I was good at sport, especially things like cricket, rounders, stool ball was the game that we used to play. And I was very good at those. And that's it. Find what you love to do, not what everybody else wants you to do, but just for yourself. And find your own path. Which direction do you really feel that's going to give you the life you dream of, even as a teenager, And they are the years where you transform from being a child into an adult, and that takes a lot of time to readjust. It's hormones. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's growing up, growing up to be independent, growing up to be ready for work. I'm just going to drink my tea. And be ready to, build your own support network, where you've got the like-minded people like you who want the same things as you and sees you for you. And I've always questioned everything I've done, which is the worst thing you can do, and I've done that more as I was a teenager because I didn't know who I was supposed to be. I wasn't sure what I was, how I was coming across. I got told by one of the girls that I hung around with that I was being boring, talk about, because I'm a big fan of the Bill, and that, I would talk about my dancing all the time. And I thought, well, at the end of the day, I listen to you, so why can't you listen to me, And if you don't like me that much, or you're not liking how I am, okay, it's okay to speak to someone about it, but as soon as you dish it back, they can take it, And that's how I see it. Is that I take criticism, and I took it on board, and I did part of it take it to heart, but I took it, I listened to it, and that girl still hung around me, so I couldn't have been that bad. I just didn't like school, and it was those things that I talk about which pulled me through it, and because secondary school is very totally different to primary school. Because secondary school is where you're working to do your GCSEs, where you go and you'll be starting to look for work. So, and there's a big, massive pressure. I think everybody has too much of a high expectation now. Whereas when I was a kid, you were just seen as a kid, But the negative side of that is felt like sometimes that because you were a child, you weren't allowed to use your voice, And I did a video ages ago talking about finding your voice. I'll see if I can find it and I'll upload it. But yeah, when it comes to teenage years, just take each day as it comes. If you're not ready to face the future, and find out who you are and what you represent and what kind of people or kids that you feel are attacking you. And if you're being bullied at school, do talk to somebody about it. Don't go silent, because I want to think, because the bullies are bullies, and they will it can continue on to adulthood, and no one's have to be bullied, especially at school. You're just there to learn, trying to build your life up so you can, rather than go for a job, any kind of job, which was what I did. At first, find your path, find the what do you want to be, and what do you want people to, or what do you want to say for yourself, looking back on your teenage years. And that is really important, is just to find your identity and work on yourself rather than other people. So anyway, so that's this video for today. It's very short and sweet, but if you want me to make these longer, I will. And thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye bye. Oh, and remember to subscribe if you like to. Take care.